Okay, so in this explainer, we're going to build a toolkit. A toolkit for one very specific, very difficult moment. The one where you're being targeted, and you need to know what to do, right now. Let's dive in.
You don't know that feeling, right? You're in a tense moment. You know you should probably say or do something, but your brain just seems to switch off. If that sounds even a little bit familiar, you are in exactly the right place. We're going to explain why that happens and what you can actually do about it.
So here's our game plan. First, we'll look at what's happening inside our brains. Then we'll get really clear on what the actual goal is in these moments. We'll walk through a simple 5-step response, cover a few things not to do, and then we'll wrap up by redefining what courage really looks like.
So, let's start with the why. Why does our mind go blank in the first place? Well, to understand our response, we have to first understand our basic instincts.
See, when your brain senses a social threat, it just kicks into survival mode. You've probably heard of fight or flight, but there are actually two others. Fawn, which is an instinct to try and please the threat to make it go away, and freeze. Yep, that's it. That's the feeling of being stuck, of your mind going completely blank. These are totally automatic.
And because those survival instincts pretty much take the wheel, your higher level thinking, the calm, rational part of your brain, it can just temporarily go offline.
And let's just be absolutely clear about this. This response is completely normal. It is not a failure. It is not a sign of weakness. It's just biology. Your brain is simply doing what it evolved to do, to try and protect you.
Okay, so now that we know our brain's first job is just to keep us safe, let's really redefine our goal in that moment. It is not about winning an argument or having the last word.
So instead of winning, the real goal is much more strategic. It's about staying physically and emotionally safe, yeah? It's about keeping your dignity, stopping the situation from getting worse, and really importantly, creating an opportunity to get help later on. This whole safety-first idea is central to what organizations like UNICEF teach.
So, let's get to the heart of it all. A simple, memorable 5-step toolkit that you can actually use when you need it most.
Here they are, all together. Slow your breathing. Use a short, clear statement. Remove yourself. Don't respond to provocation. And tell a trusted adult. Now, let's break each one of these down so you can see how they work.
Okay, first things first. Before you do anything else, just take one controlled breath. In for a count of 4, and then a longer, slower exhale for a count of 6. That simple physical action sends a little signal to your brain to get out of panic mode, and it gives you back a tiny but absolutely vital piece of control.
All right, next up, your words. You do not need a clever comeback. You don't need a big speech. In fact, that's kind of the opposite of what we want here. The goal is a short, clear, direct statement.
Take a look at these. They're simple, right? And they're factual. A statement like, "Stop," or "I am walking away now," doesn't really invite an argument. The key here is all in the delivery. Calm and firm. Not aggressive, but not apologetic either. You are just stating a fact, a boundary.
The third step is to physically get out of there if you can. And this is so important. Walking away is not weakness. As it says here, it's strategic safety. You're making a powerful choice to protect yourself instead of getting drawn into a conflict.
Okay, so you've made your statement, you're moving away, and the other person might try to get one last reaction out of you. This is crucial. Do not engage. Your silence isn't weakness. It's you holding on to your control. You're refusing to give them the reaction they're looking for, and that takes their power away.
And this last step, honestly, it is non-negotiable. After the moment is over and you're in a safe place, you have to tell a trusted adult. A parent, a teacher, a school counselor. Groups like UNESCO emphasize this over and over. Safe reporting is absolutely essential for creating a safer environment for everybody.
So we know what to do, but it's just as important to quickly cover what not to do because, well, our instincts can sometimes lead us down the wrong path.
Look, trying to fight back, either physically or by trading insults, it almost always just makes things worse. It gives the other person the emotional reaction they're looking for, and it just escalates everything. Avoiding these things is a huge part of that strategic safety we've been talking about.
Okay, let's finish up by reframing what it really means to be brave in these kinds of moments. Because, spoiler alert, the movies usually get it wrong. It's not about some perfect comeback line or showing zero fear.
If you feel scared, that is your brain doing its job.
It's a biological alarm system trying to keep you safe. Feeling fear is not a character flaw. In fact, it's proof that your survival instincts are working perfectly.
And this right here, this is the single most important takeaway. Courage isn't about not having fear. It's about choosing one safe action, taking that single breath, saying stop, walking away, even when your heart is pounding. That right there is what true bravery looks like.
So I'll leave you with this question to think about. Out of everything we've covered, what is the one single safe action that you can commit to memory right now? Because just having that one tool ready to go, that can make all the difference in the world.